Hello, trading is closed on December 14th, 2018. Last night I had the date wrong. I should have said December 13th instead of the 12th. My fault. Well, yesterday when futures were down maybe 2 handles or so, I said unless we had a strong move down, I said all we had to do was avoid a strong move down at the open and we could have a good rally. And almost as soon as I posted it, futures tanked. We'll come back to that in just a minute. But in any event, we gapped strongly in the undesired direction, so no call. During the day, MEJT said this move is false. Gives us a target of 26.1734. Most likely to print Monday. Well, let's discuss what could happen Monday. Let's discuss the obvious call and then the not so obvious call. The obvious call is we keep dropping. You drop like this all day long on a Friday. Almost always, when you drop all day on a Friday, it continues into Monday's trade. Now it's little ray of hope that the close couldn't take out the middle of the day low, or this low, middle of the day low. But if we just keep on dropping, that shouldn't be a problem in that scenario. This is like a bar under these lines, so technically we're still within the bar, still in support. If we keep on dropping, it shouldn't be too hard to undertake that, to undercut that if we keep on dropping. And we finally made a break through this long-term trend line here. Really all you have to do is avoid gapping up for confirmation. If you gap up and don't trade a penny below this close, the break does not count. So the obvious call is we keep on dropping. Who wants to stand in front of a move like this? All these things go away if we gap up smartly. What are the chances of that happening? Well, they're not insignificant. For one thing, this big drop came in a response to news announcement about President Trump. There's a rule that said market moves in response to news announcements get reversed promptly and completely. Now, I can't say if the rule is going to work here, but if it works, Monday should have a strong rally and undo all this damage, ideally by gapping up. Now, here's the S&P 500. We're breaking under these lows, but if you look, secondary indicators just are refusing to confirm as they're all higher. You can even look at percentage of stocks with positive patterns. Even though it dropped, it's much higher than it was at the earlier low. So fewer and fewer stocks are taking us down. Now, we have all kinds of counts. If this is A and this is B, and that's not the only B, at some point there should be a wave C, which means at some point there should be a reversal. Now, does this point make any sense? Well, let's recall we had an alternate count here. And let's also recall our target for this whole move. I had a lot of stuff saying this low was going to hold. One way is to take this high and this low, take your Fibonacci ratio, and there's your thing right on the mark. I also have timing coming on that date. I'd like to see that low hold, because if it does not, my next target's in the middle 2500s. It hasn't been broken yet, but we'd like to see some kind of wave count where this low would make sense. Let's take a look and see if this alternate target makes any sense. Well, here's the low that I want to hold. Let's say, what are the chances that we've completed an ABC? Well, let's look at wave A. If that's 100%, wave C at today's low is 50% of wave A, so that works. Now let's look at the green waves, A, B, C. If that's green A, then green C is exactly equal to A. That's nice. What if that's the count? Let's look at wave B, which is an ABC. This would be A, B, C. Well, if that's wave A, and you look at wave C, you can count wave C ending right here at the 78.6, or you can see it ending here pretty close to the 382. Actually, it looked a bit closer last time I did this. That's not bad. So if that's the count, and if we gap up, we really have all we need. We have an environment where everyone's negative. I go to chat rooms and nobody wants to go long in this market. We have higher targets. We have overlapping consolidations. We still have a low that I want to hold. And we have a big drop in response to a news announcement, which after dropping all day couldn't take out this low. We could still keep on dropping, but if we gap up sharply Monday, and I can't be certain that'll happen, but if we gap up sharply, you can see how these points define this low, and the target would be in the 2690s. So we're going to have to see how we open Monday. If we get what everyone expects and the drop keeps on coming, or if everyone gets surprised and we gap up sharply and have a good rally targeting 2693. Monday's open should be very interesting, and that's today's call.